Hey guys, James here, and today I want to share my favorite setup with the Recon class. I've been using this a lot lately. And this is a stealth-based class that's best used in Rush or Conquest, but I'm actually using it in Domination here, and I use it sometimes in Team Deathmatch as well. It's not best suited for those small game modes. There are much better classes you could be using for those, but if you do want to try this out on them, I'll give you some setups to sort of use them better for those game modes. As far as weapons go, you're going to want to use a carbine with a silencer. I've mostly been using the AK-5C and the ACWR, but pretty much any carbine will work. They're mostly, good, well-rounded guns, and that's what you're going to want here, just something well-rounded with a silencer, because most of your engagements you're going to want to take people on at mid-range. For your sidearm, you're going to want to use a silenced pistol, and it's best to use one that you can sort of spam the trigger with and just get off a lot of shots quickly. The revolvers and the 45s, while they are good in their own right in certain situations, they're really not what you're going to want to use for this. For your gadgets, this is where you're going to really want to change things based on what game mode you're playing. For Rush, you're going to want to use the spawn beacon and the C4. You're going to want to use the beacon because that will allow you to provide a safe spawn for your team while staying in the action. You'll be able to play a more aggressive style, knowing that you'll be able to spawn back near the action even if you do get wiped. As for C4, most Rush maps have a lot of vehicles, and it's going to be very beneficial to your team if you can use this stealthy style of play to sneak up on a tank and put some C4 on it, and then that way your team will no longer have to worry about it and will be able to advance forward. If you're playing on a Rush map without vehicles, I would suggest replacing the C4 with either the TUGS for defense or the motion sensor if you're an attacker. Moving on to the Conquest game mode, I would recommend using the TUGS and C4. With C4, it's the same idea as with Rush. You'll be able to defend your squad against vehicles. As for the TUGS, I think in Conquest you're more likely to be stationary, sort of locking down one position or one flag. So the TUGS will be very helpful. It will alert you if people come into your objective and try to take it from you. And again, some maps do not have vehicles for Conquest, so if you are playing on one of those maps, I would switch out the C4 for pretty much whatever you want. A radio beacon can be good, same idea as with Rush. You can spawn somewhere near the action while still being more aggressive. The motion sensor can be really good if you want to be playing room to room and sort of clearing out spaces like that. And if you want to hold down a room or a building or something like that, you could use claymores. Really, in that case, it's just whatever playstyle you want to use. Now finally, for the smaller game modes, Domination and Team Deathmatch, I would definitely recommend using the TUGS, but the other gadget can really be up to you. It really, just like with the no vehicle Conquest, it depends on what playstyle you'll be employing. If you want to be moving around the map more, I would say that the motion sensor would be a very good choice. If you plan to be more stationary, then claymores will probably be more beneficial to you. Now I think an important piece of any class that is often overlooked is what field upgrade you decide to use. For this class, you're definitely going to want to use the Spec Ops upgrade in the Recon class. Level 1 of this is Stealth, which means that you are undetected by motion sensors except when you are sprinting. Level 2, you get more C4 explosives. It increases your maximum inventory up to 6. Level 3 has a couple different options based on what your gadgets are. If you're using motion sensors, you now will have 5 instead of 3. If you're using the TUGS or the MAV, the range of those increase by 40%. And the final level of this field upgrade is Quick Unspot, which reduces the time you are spotted by 2 seconds. And to round out this class, obviously the type of knife you use doesn't really matter at all. Just put on whatever one you like. And same thing with camo. You're going to want something probably that blends in a little bit, maybe that'll make you a little bit harder to see. If you really want to go for the super stealthy, sneaky style, maybe you try using smoke grenades, but I would recommend using the V40 minis, as I would on all classes. They're very good, and having 3 of them is just a huge advantage. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this class setup in the comments below. Also, let me know if there are any other Recon setups that you like to use. Maybe I'll try one of them out. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video, and have a nice day.